11. Okay, my week so far. Nice and warm last weekend. Didn't really do much. Worked a good chunk of the weekend. Then, can't remember what day I had off, but I had a day off sometime in between when I recorded last. I can't remember if it was on the weekend or if it was, yeah, it must have been on the weekend. But anyway, it was warm and now it's all cold and snowy and I don't mind. Okay. Knitting. Yeah, my weeks haven't been that eventful. Only thing that is eventful is the fact that I may be moving. Yeah. I wasn't planning on moving until June. Some stuff's come up, kind of, so I'm looking into moving now. But anyway, you guys aren't here to talk about that. You're here to talk about knitting. And I have to plug in my computer for just a second, because it doesn't look like it's... Oh, it'll just help if I turn my screen up. Okay. I'm going to talk about my mom's socks first. These are the Simple Rib Socks by Lorna Miser. I was doing the weekend, easy weekend socks, or lazy weekend socks, or I think it was Lazy Weekend Socks by Lorna Miser as well. This is basically exactly the same, except in this pattern you're not supposed to change colors for your toe and your heel. I still do, because that's how all her socks are. So this is one sock. I'll show you this way. That's roughly where I think I was last week. So this sock has gotten a lot of love. Yeah. So yeah, it's going good. This is one sock. I'll grab the other sock in just a second. Really liking it. She loves her socks. Sorry, excuse me. I just ate. Probably should have given my stomach a minute to settle, but I didn't. So this is the second sock. Last week I'm not sure if I completely finished turning the heel. Yeah, I think I completely finished turning the heel and everything. So I've gotten that much done. So a fair chunk. This marker is just so that I can keep track of how many rows I do. I do 52 rows from the color change on the heel to the color change on the toe. That's 52 rows there, so that marks 20. And this one I'll put a doohickey on the front. And I'll do the same thing with this one now, because it was just easier for me to count how many decreases I had done on the side there. Plus that way I can move this stitch marker. Okay, I'll move the red one onto the blue sock. And anyway, I'm babbling. Yeah, my sister kind of sprung it on me yesterday that I might have to move sooner rather than later, but it doesn't matter. As long as I get my money back for the damage deposit, I don't care. This way I get to be with my mom. Okay, so the next thing on my needles is okay, just a second. I have to bring out my show notes. Help if I was going into the right folder. Okay. This is the Oaklet Shawl by Megan Goodacre. This is Craft Smart yarn in the Twilight colorway on US 10s. So I'm calling this is underneath Twilight Shawl on my Ravelry page. And I put that marker in sometime after I recorded last week. I'm not sure when. So I got about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches on it. I've been really working on my mom's socks. I really want to get her socks done. So I'm really liking this. Excuse me. When I was looking online for a shawl pattern, I knew I wanted to knit with this yarn next, and I'm really liking it. It's really soft and squishy. But I was trying to find one that looked like it would be okay for highly variegated yarn. And I'm really liking how this is turning out, especially this simple part. I will try the lace section at the bottom in the variegated before I do it for sure. Just because I don't think it will really take anything away from it, but just in case I don't like it, I can always do it in black or the blue or the olivey green or the taupe or one of them. I'll find a color to do it in. And my lighting is weird today, I'm sorry. Okay. My hair isn't this dark, that's why I noticed. So I wound the rest of my ball into a little central ball. But when I was doing it, I was winding from the wrong end. So my center pull, well, just a second. My center pull is the other end of it, so I'm still winding this as a ball. But that way, when I know I'm getting close, I still have this end accessible, and I can do the Russian join, which I ended up having to do on this yarn right at the beginning, which I really like. I hate weaving in ends, and I hate seaming and sewing knitwear. I don't know why. I like sewing. I've done a quilt. I sew by hand, so really it's not that different, but I hate sewing. And then this is hand wound, by the way, on a toilet paper roll. And then I did another one. This is my next skein. And I did this also hand wound on toilet paper roll. So it works pretty good. Just because I wanted the end accessible, just so then when I'm getting close, I don't have to stop in the middle of a row and do the Russian join to fix it, or to join in the new ball. So, and I ended up having to join on the black section, and you can't tell. You cannot tell at all. So I may end up pulling this out a little bit until I get to like the black section again, and that's when I'll do the Russian join. And same with this one. So then it's just one whole section of black. So the black will be a little bit longer in those sections, but not terribly longer. Okay. Get all my needles and stuff put away here. Yikes, I'm at 8 minutes already. I'm kind of yucky tonight, aren't I? I worked all day. It's been so dead at work. Like, before Christmas, everyone's like, oh, it's going to be so busy. It's so busy. It wasn't superly busy. Considering it was right before Christmas, like, really? It wasn't that busy. I don't know what they were talking about. But then everyone's like, oh, it's going to be dead after Christmas. And it is. I kind of expected that. It's retail. Like, people right now are trying to pay off all of the bills that piled up during Christmas on their credit cards. So, really, what do you expect? Okay, and the next thing I have on my needles, which I'm in the middle of a row, I'm very sorry, is another scrappy goodness, blues and greens block for my Afghan. I have the first one here. This one ended up being like lots of greens and like dark greens and dark blues and stuff. And this one's more lighter blues and more of the variegateds and stuff. So there's block 1. And here's block 2. So I'm liking it. I only have a little bit of yarn that's tied together right now, but I have a whole basket full. And yes, I'm using balls of yarn, but these are like little one-offs. Or like, I always wind my yarn into balls before I use it. So if the yarn was in a short section, little balls. And I'm not going to use this for anything else. Let's be honest. I've had some of those colors since I started knitting when I was 12. And some of them are from my mom when she was crocheting when I was like Well, before I was 6. So anyway, yeah, it's yarn. I love it. I love the colors. I'm not gonna toss it. So at least this way it's getting used. Okay. Up next. Possibly moving. It's not really exciting for me. I hate moving. This is the second time I've moved to the city. I've moved into town from our farm twice. Like, I've moved enough. I'm 24. I don't want to move. I just want to be able to go home. At least I'll be at the farm if I move, which is one bonus. 3 grown adult women, because my one aunt lives with my mom in a small 2-bedroom trailer. Not the best idea, but we've done it. So I have so much yarn and I have so many clothes, and it's a lot of stuff in a small little house. But we'll see. They were talking about moving into town anyway, even if I wasn't going to move up. But if I'm moving up, then I'm not sure if we're still going to move into town. I'm not sure. It's kind of short notice. Like, if my sister told me in December, like right around Christmas and then, that I might have to move out, that would have been fine. But I don't think she knew then. She's pretty good at telling me stuff. Sometimes. Some things. Up next in knitting. I really have no idea. Once I've done my mom's socks, I'm going to cast on another pair right away. They may not be for her, but I'll be using exactly the same pattern. I've discovered that I actually don't mind doing heel flaps and stuff. When I first started knitting socks, so the second Christmas I've been knitting socks. So I've only been knitting socks for a couple years. I knit one of her friends that she works with a pair of socks, and she loves them. So I'm thinking after a year, she can probably use a new pair of socks. So I'm just gonna knit some socks and stuff, because my mom likes giving my knitwear out for presents and stuff, so if I have a few pairs of socks knit up, then it's $10 in my hand, and she gets a pair of socks, and it's done. Gives me more money for buying more yarn. And I know there's copyright issues with selling stuff, but it's personal sales. Like, it's not like I'm going to be taking them to craft shows. It'll just be my mom wants to give them as a present to somebody, or my aunt, or my sister, or me. So yeah, I don't know why I showed you that. I'm so sorry. I'm so scatterbrained. I'm so tired. But I have tomorrow off, so hopefully I can get some of my stuff done. I'm already thinking about packing. Well, I was thinking about packing some of my books and stuff up anyway, because I'm not reading them. And my room is so cluttered. Like, I will never show you the rest of my room. Like, you see my headboard and this wall, and my odd clamps and hair elastics I hang off my headboard. That's bad enough. The rest of my room is messy. Because I work. I don't have time to do it. I spend an hour waiting for and on the bus every day that I work, so. I know lots of people do it, but it's just, I don't find it relaxing. Once I'm done work, I want to relax, and then spending an hour, sometimes I've spent an hour waiting for the bus. So it's just, I don't have time to do everything I want to do. Laundry, dishes, and I should really vacuum my room, and just everything piles up. Okay, I have to end this because I can only load 15 minutes onto YouTube. So, any information you can get on the blog, and show notes will be up on the blog later, about the same time I post this. So, see you guys later. Bye.